Hello, Cody.
Hi,
Nice to see you
Nello. Hi,
again. Hello,
Cedric.
friends. Welcome back to our channel. It's
Yeah.
Cody and Nello.
Present.
It's good to have you guys back. Thank you for sticking with us.
Yeah,
This is a
yeah.
new session, a
Mm-hmm.
new episode, and we're bringing a very hot, juicy gist.
Is it really hot and juicy? I mean, I think it's
Of
been
course,
all
it
over the
is.
place, but we are bringing our own POV because why not?
Jump on it, babes.
All right, so on today's episode, I mean, following from last week, if you weren't here for last week, please go back and watch our first video, where we talked about young, famous, and African and talked about the characters of a few people, including Annie Idibia. Now, somehow, towards the end of that week or beginning of this week, her husband, who is Two-Face Idibia or Innocent Uja Idibia, came online to say himself and Annie Macaulay, he referred to her as Annie Macaulay, that they've been separated for a while and he would do, was it a podcast or a press release? Yeah, a press release, I believe. And just basically saying his own part of the story and would decide if he's innocent or if he's guilty or whatever.
Yes.
Sorry?
I say, who cares? Who cares
Oh
if it's
dear.
guilty?
Anyway, he just dropped that, and a few minutes later, some post on his Instagram said his account had been hacked, blah, blah, blah. And this young, I would say young man, this man, this over 50 young
Old
man
man.
comes back to say on his stories this time around to say,
Now
guy,
him talk am.
nobody hack my account. Now me yarn waiting, I want yarn. Nobody hack
Yes.
my account. Peace and love, my people. And he was drinking bottled water. I'm like, hey, Ogini, what is this? And he said it twice. I think he posted one on his story, he came back again to post another one on his feed. And yeah, that's what we want to talk about today. Innocent and Annie Dibia, apparently, they have been separated for a while, which explains some of Annie's character on that show that we just talked about. And I don't have any issue with their separation. I just
It.
feel like it's how he announced it. I mean, there are other things we could discuss, but I'll give Nello the floor. She seems to can't wait to jump on.
No, no, no. It's when you said explain some of her character in the show. But in the show, she didn't really show us that something is going on in her family.
Uh,
There was a time she said she was going back. She had a phone conversation with, it was
with
actually a
Two-Face.
video call with Two-Face, telling Two-Face she wants to come home.
And he
I
was like,
mean,
oh
it
yeah,
didn't look
come back.
like they were separated. Do you get? So
I get what you're saying, but
Annie
I
in
feel
that.
like
Mhm.
for her kind of character, if even if something is brewing, Annie is the type that will try to do everything to fix it and make sure that that perfect picture is still painted out there. Do you get? So even if Annie is breaking down on the inside, she may just try to be patching things up. I mean, that her marriage has been patched up from the word get go. That's my own point of view.
Yeah.
So I feel like even though things have begun to break down irreparably, she would continue to want to hold it. But being human, even when you're trying to put things together, when they've already fallen apart, you on your own, you'll be falling apart. So I'm thinking that that's what this is me thinking that, some of it would have informed a bit of all those her defensiveness, any small things, just like, I don't know.
She's been like that from season one. So I wouldn't say it's because of her breaking marriage. So I disagree with that one though.
That's all
She's
right.
been like from season one, season two, and this season three. Annie has always been so defensive and finding issues,
I
making
think season
trouble.
three was
And
worse.
I mean, it was worse anyways.
Season three
She
was
really
worse. She
tried
she
to
wasn't she
bring
wasn't
heads
herself
together,
at
but it
all.
backfired. Yeah.
She wasn't herself at all. Season one was okay. I mean, she had her issues. She was all over Two-Face, being obsessive. You could tell that they were still maybe in a good place or in somewhat kind of good place. But this season three was a bit, she was really going through something, whatever it is that we do not know. But
Or
it,
maybe
it felt
that,
like she was
yeah.
grasping at straws.
Okay, so what do you think about the marriage in general, like Two-Face and Annie's marriage? What do you think about it?
The way you lay your bed, man, lie on it. That's it in simple terms for me. I wouldn't say it has been like, oh, we knew it was going to happen because there could be a chance that nothing would have happened and they would have had their best lives and, had the best love or whatever. But I just feel like you signed up for this. So take responsibility for whatever comes out of it. It doesn't mean that you should die in it. It doesn't mean that somewhere down the line, both of you cannot change your
Lose
minds and
yourself.
decide to walk away. But own up to what you've signed up for and, walk out of it if you want to, or stick your head in it and, get on with it. You signed up for it. There's nothing new happening now. Two-Face has always been a womanizer. He's never said he wasn't going to be a womanizer anymore. He never said he has turned into a pastor or I don't know. This is who he has always been. And you wanted to be the one who won the prize. You wanted to be the one who won the trophy because from the stories I heard and saw online, Two-Face proposed to her at a club even when they were not together. Jiggy. And at that point, I heard Peru was already pregnant for the third child, who is almost similar age with
And it's fourth.
Olivia, Annie's second daughter, Annie's second
The
child.
second.
So it means that he probably got her pregnant, ran to you for whatever reason. You that maybe you were just in an on and off relationship, and then he just proposed it. I saw the proposal video then, and it looked a bit Raz, to me,
Awkward.
I wouldn't like
Yeah.
that because it was just in a club. People were no lights, nothing. You just knelt down and you were there, yeah. And then they gave you ring and you took. So for me, Two-Face was a prize you did not even believe that you were gonna get, which is what I'm
Win.
telling you, informed in season one. And a lot of times when I've seen Annie around Two-Face, it's almost as though she's not around Two-Face like, see, this is my husband, that my guy be this jigger. She's around to face like, oh my God, I'm a fan. I don't believe say me and this guy go end up sha. She's obsessed in a
That's
drawback
the
kind of
word.
way. I'm like, okay, relax. He's your husband. Nobody's dragging him with you. Like, enjoy. Yeah, I mean,
People are dragging him
you're not dragging
anyways.
him. You're not dragging him with you.
Well, for me, I think their marriage, hmm, to be honest, is not something I would say I envy or I like or I look up to or whatever.
No,
Even from the
definitely. I don't
young
think it's
famous,
a no.
because that young famous and African, the
Yeah,
this show kind of showed people the kind of marriage they have.
yeah.
Even with the time they will ask Two-Face some questions, the way he will answer.
Mm,
It was as if he doesn't have respect for Annie.
yeah.
There are some things you're expecting a man to say, but he's not saying them.
Mm.
Then when they renewed their vow, was it last year or when? He told Annie, let's do another 10 years.
And
Annie
he's
was
like,
like,
no, I want to do
oh, yes, I
forever.
want to do forever with you. I'm like, babes, he even said, let's be doing it step by step. Understand? Like,
Small, small. And he's
let's
already
be doing it small,
everywhere.
small.
That
Annie is already
is,
shooting forever.
I feel
You
like
know?
me is more in love with Two-Face than he'll ever be with.
No, that's
Do you
a
get?
fact.
And I feel like it was her love that has been powering the marriage all the way. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like Two-Face likes her to some extent for whatever reason. Two-Face likes her. Oh, they come from similar backgrounds. They're both hustling. The other women that Two-Face has been with, they had way much more money than him. Or at least their family had more money than him. They were better placed. They were well to do. So these women knew themselves. Do you get? They had a good sense of self. Annie, on the other hand, you met her when she was what, 15? She was a teenager and you were in your 20s. So you picked this girl. I'm not going to use the word groom, which has been all over the internet, but you took her in and both of you be hanging out. So obviously someone that did not have a father figure growing up, it was her mom, and you've seen the kind of brother she has on the internet. I wouldn't go into her family history. But then this babe starts going out with you. She thinks you're everything. First of all, maybe you're probably the first guy that is gushing over how beautiful she is and blah blah blah. All those teenage puppy love, sticks on. And this woman continues to follow you like that. Annie eventually had a thriving career, but when all of that back and forth with Two-Face kept happening, it's like today I'm Annie Macaulay, tomorrow I'm trying to be Two-Face's girlfriend by all means and all of that. Eventually, she gets married to him. So now she's trying to do everything to make sure she's trying to be the perfect mother for her children. She's trying to be the
Is
perfect
she?
stepmother. Wait, no, she's trying to be the perfect stepmother for the stepchildren that are able to come into her home. That is Sumbo's children. And she seems to have a good relationship with Sumbo, and all that and all that. I think her Achilles heel is Pero, who doesn't care for her and her and her mental health. Pero is always there to match her neck.
Prepare her.
Parents always said to match her neck. If
because she doesn't really care. I mean, I
and
feel
she
like
has to
Annie is
care for you.
fighting herself.
I
She's
agree.
always fighting herself. Do you understand? She
Mm.
feels like each time Two-Face tells her that maybe Two-Face is going to US or Two-Face is
Yeah.
going to see his children in US. Annie always feels like, oh, something will happen,
But
you
can't
know?
something happen? With
I'm
it,
not saying I'm not saying it may
he
not
has every
happen.
right to feel that
But
way.
babes, see, when it comes to marriage, there are some decisions you should make before you say I do.
Mm.
When you see that your guy
Talking about
already
this
has
thing.
baggage, when
No,
you see that the person you're getting married to
you're
has
talking
baggage,
about this thing the way me and you probably got married, right? Girls in their prime, you probably have gotten to a certain level of maturity, you've done your stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying this because Annie got married at 20 something, her late 20s.
of course, and I was
Got
waiting for
married,
you to land. She didn't get married when she was
got
a
married at
teenager.
15. Hold on.
You must have seen life.
There's this ascendancy that Two-Face has over her. Like everybody they see her as Baba, everybody they see her as king. She doesn't see him as her partner. She still sees Two-Face.
It's on her.
Two-Face and me, Annie, me, small girl Annie, where they marry. Guy, even babe, where they pick from village. Once she don't come township, open eye, she'll be shouting, her husband is shouting because guy, she's now here.
Babes,
But
Two-Face didn't
wow,
come from a rich
Annie,
family.
yeah,
Two-Face didn't come from a rich family. Do you understand?
no, no,
He
no,
made his
all the
name.
status. Yeah, go ahead.
He did it. He made his name. So what stops Two-Face from behaving like, oh, this person is my God or this person is my... Annie too also made a name at some point. She became an actress. What about that?
And
She
Two-Face
must have met
for him.
people,
She
but
was
she decided to get married to Two-Face with his baggage. So you have to know that this person I'm getting married to has baggages and I have to deal with it.
one lesson I've learned from their marriage, you see, personally, I don't feel like there's one love of my life dedicated to you and you only. That, excuse me, if you don't marry this person, your life will be ruined. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that there's one man. If you miss that your man in life, you're gone. I don't agree. I
Love can
feel
be
like
nurtured.
yeah, I
Mm.
feel like love can be grown, love can be nurtured. You meet somebody based on this XYZ set of values and character. I choose to stay with this person. Obviously,
Mhm.
it's good to have a fondness for
Nobody is perfect.
the person, and then both of you can work on your garden and continue to grow and blossom that relationship, right? What I feel like Annie did was, this is the one for me. Maybe the first person I slept with, maybe Kiniko. And then she wrapped herself around this young man and has refused to let go, refused to develop yourself, refused to build yourself and tie yourself down there saying, oh, he's the love of my life. Guy, you can have 3 or 4 more loves of the life. I be loves of your life. I don't know why she's stuck with him up until this extent. But like we were saying the other day, that being the marriage right now, I mean, what they have now, this separation can be a blessing in disguise because Annie would never
Of
have left
course.
that man. If
Of
it's
course.
not leave her, Annie no go
It's
leave her.
needed. The only reason now is everybody's bashing Two-Face because it came from Two-Face. If it was Annie that came out to say
Annie,
that they are
yeah,
separating, people will hail her.
tell her,
Wow, thank God you realize.
Annie,
Better for you, good for you. Leave this man, work on yourself, do this, do that. Do you get? So it's because it's coming from Two-Face. That's why. And this whole divorce and separation, to be honest, is it needed? Yes. Is it necessary? Yes. But the timing was wrong. If Two-Face really cared for Annie, he won't do it now. I
I
mean, everybody is bashing her already because of this young, famous and African. She's in everybody's tongue. Annie, you messed up. Annie, you did this. And the only guy he used to
she used to
feel
brag,
among. Exactly. The only
child.
guy she used to brag. Do you know who Two-Face is? Do you know who Two-Face is? The same person that posted that you
Carefully
guys
in the
separated.
desert without water.
So
Tiny
he didn't even stop there.
2024.
He didn't stop at they are separated. Somebody came to say the account was he did a video. And that video, he wasn't showing any form of remorse. I
For
said it.
empathy.
Yeah, like, my God, this is somebody you claimed you loved. Come on now. Even if she
Watching
did you
what
God knows what, I don't know. But then the timing is not good.
I
You
was
could have
watching
just
this.
let this whole thing die. Even we don't even need to know. What's our own? We don't need to
But
know.
there's a new babe now, the one that we've been seeing him with at the club, and also maybe that girl, that babe told him like Fast, fast. To me, I need to come
Really?
out. I need to
Hey,
come out. So
that's one thing with men.
eh,
Men,
they move on
especially
like
when
this.
you have money.
Like this.
I'm telling you, millions. Okay, see now, it's the same two-face that we are saying has baggage, this baggage that women are lining up
Uh,
to be the next
Of
two-face
course,
babe.
someone will be there. I can tell you, don't worry. When I come in this house, don't worry. I'll be in nice mode. I'll even treat Annie's children better.
Nobody is worth dying for because of love.
I
Eh?
was watching a scene from Young Famous in Africa, I think season 2 or 3 or 1, where he was talking to her like, "Oh, when you traveled, I was with the children by myself, and I really want to just thank you for what you do for us as a family. You take care of them, you go to work, and you still come back and take care of us. I'm just, Annie was just crying like, I didn't know that you used to see all these things. Thank you for saying it to me. It really means so much." And all of that way he was holding her like, "Don't worry." I'm like, guy, now you they talk. I said what I said. Men are
Leave
mean.
Two-Face doesn't really love Annie. He might like her, but love, you can't do that to somebody you love.
Oh, you
You
can.
can't.
Love turns sour. Yes, you can. Love
Okay.
can turn
At
mean.
the moment, let's say he doesn't love her. For him to do
Me,
it.
I felt like, I feel like he loved her to some point. Something has happened, and he's just like, guy, I'm done. I can't deal with this anymore.
Yeah, and people are already talking that she's on crack, she's this, she needs to work
Uh,
on herself,
yeah,
maybe.
see, for me, whether Annie is in that marriage or not, she needs to work on herself. Annie doesn't have a healthy
Obviously,
sense of esteem. She doesn't have a good sense of
obviously, yeah.
self.
No
Annie needs
self-esteem.
therapy back to back to back, at least for the next 20 years. It's
She
not even,
should disappear
it's not even,
and
no,
work on herself, then appear,
disappearing.
you
Whether
know,
it's not a 1 year therapy gone thing. No, like even when she's
ongoing.
okay, ongoing for life. Okay, any didn't me therapy every day. She'll have solid friends because you see, it will take this and it will go back to what she was. And see, as much as I agree with you and Toke Makinwa when they say this is bad timing, I feel like this is also the best timing.
Hey,
Because if for anything, hold on, hear me out. If for anything, the public disgrace and embarrassment may be enough. This is me thinking it may be enough to
for her
restrain
to
Annie
realize.
from going back. No, to restrain her from going back, to open up whatever scales that were in her eyes.
But do you know
I love that.
there's an
Okay, oh,
amount of trauma somebody can take? Some people, there is an amount of trauma you can give them. They can't take it. They can't come back from it.
I agree with
You
you.
know that. Yeah.
I agree with
So,
you. But
I
what
mean,
has been done has been done. Whether good
it's
timing or
done.
bad
Yeah.
timing,
I hope she comes out
you can
bigger,
keep out because
better.
some of the things that he's telling us, for him to even have the mind to come and say this one he's saying to us, what do you think he says inside? Do you get? What do you think she's been dealing with? Maybe that phone conversation they were talking there. I want to come back. She was talking like someone that was taking permission from her mother. I want to come back home. I want to come back home.
She has always been like that.
She speaks
Anytime she
without
wants to talk, she will just be scratching something. Is it
maybe
that her fingers, her hair, her body? She
maybe
won't stand
outgoing
and, speak.
like
She's
Zari
a
the first lady.
celebrity. Eh? Look at Ini, how Ini was expressing herself. Is it Zari? Is it Nadia? I mean, she needs to be
It takes
bold.
a
But
healthy
anyway,
sense of self. It takes a healthy sense of self to
I
come to
feel
the point.
I feel like it's a lesson to young girls, honestly. Whoever you're going to spend this, the rest of your life with, some people they go into marriage thinking that after all, if it's not working, I'll leave. It's not that easy.
Crazy.
Honestly, it's not that easy. Marriage is not relationship
Maybe
because
you get
children will
into
be
marriage
involved.
and you have triplets, like Precious that married what's this guy's name that has been terrorizing her? Femi Fani Kayode that married.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she had triplets for him, be 4 plates. I don't even know. And the man
And
terrorized.
she's not able to see
Yeah.
them now. Now she's
He has
back,
now,
Abby.
yeah, she's
She
not able
went
to,
back.
but I think it's on his own terms and conditions or whatever they are messing
Obviously, it's
around there.
Nigeria.
Yeah, and he's a big boy in Nigeria with political power and money. He can do anything and get away with it. So for me,
Some will
that's the
say,
thing.
some will say they rather cry in Ferrari than laugh in keke. I mean, marriage
Hmm. It's a long
is
time.
not easy. You need somebody that you call your friend.
It's a long time to be crying. That's
Hi,
what I think. It's a long time to be crying. Marriage is too long to be crying every day.
honestly, honestly,
It's
and
why
it's not always about money. It takes more. Money is important, obviously. It's very, very important because without money, there'll always be trouble in marriage. But then there are other things involved. you have to be careful the person you're spending the rest of your life with.
I think before
Honestly.
we even talk about the person you're spending the rest of your life with,
Mm-hmm.
if this were some advice I was giving to my younger self or to a younger sister, is know yourself. Because there's something knowledge of thyself, especially when you're a believer in God. When you know yourself, you know whose you are, you know who you belong to. There are certain things you won't settle for. There are certain places you will not stay in. There are certain atmospheres that will not work for you, right? So if you know yourself, let's say you even make mistake, enter that marriage by say the love to they shock you, you don't go stay there past 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
You
get?
realize.
Or you stay in that relationship, let's say the person groomed you, anything where you like me do, you will not stay there more than 2 3 years. Something will pull you out.
Do you know that some people, they might be good. That person might be the person God wants for you.
Mm,
But along the line, something happened. Let's say devil came in.
mm.
It happens, sure, you know.
You know you can separate, ba. You know you can.
Of course, you can separate for a while and
Yes,
work on
and
yourselves.
then
Yeah.
you can go to therapy or something, and you get on with your life. But at least don't die there, because now that you're dead,
Of
your
course, yeah.
children will suffer. You've lost. Heaven has gained, but at least you could have enjoyed some years on earth. Do you get? So even though divorce is not your thing, like, oh no, I don't want, you can separate. Go your way. Don't die.
But to me, Bible or not, it's true. It's good to pray. It's good to listen to what God is telling you. But
Mm.
at the same time, it's good to have sense. It's good to be able to notice red flag, to know red building, to know whether this person is right for
Oh,
you
this
or
one is
not.
red
But
sea.
some people,
No, this one is red
some
sea, not red flag again. It's an Annie.
but some people they see all that and still ignore the signs.
It's still the same
Let
thing.
me give you an example. You will have a relationship. Your guy is cheating on you. You've caught him countless times cheating on you, but you ignored it. And at the same time, he's doing other things that are not good. You still ignored it. And finally, he proposes, you agree. And then you go into the marriage. Tomorrow, you come and tell me that you want to leave the guy because he cheated on you. Then
See,
you're not well.
no, no, no. There's something Igbo people say, and I'll say it in Igbo and then you say it in English. Mwa uni tetalo. Or toast again. Whenever you
Totally.
wake up, it's your morning. So no problem. You see what God does for us, even as you're a sinner, or somebody will be preaching to you, preaching to you, preaching to you, you did not hear. Maybe it's when you are 90. That's when you now heard and gave your life to Christ. He will still accept you. What has happened to you that you've wasted 90 years of your life, right? But he will accept you and then you can go to heaven. So if you carry your head like that and enter into that marriage and he beats you for 40 years, after 40 years, now realize that, this is not where I'm supposed to be, and you come out. The good thing is at least you did not die. Maybe if you have an extra 20 or 30 years, you enjoy those years. But you see those 40 years, you've lost it. So whatever
But
decision you take in life, it has consequences.
fine, whenever you wake up is your morning, babes. But my own is, there is no point entering a marriage you know that will not last for the sake of that family you're building, for the sake of it, because this is what causes single parenting. You will see them, they will get married. Within 5 years, they've divorced. Now, the children, there won't be any father figure.
What
And
I'll say to that is sometimes the reason why people divorce, there are different reasons and varying reasons. I can't judge or say. Some people feel like, see, I don't matter saying mad, you don't know somebody entirely. Some
but
people
it's better to match and mad before you enter, unless it's something that you know that it wasn't your fault.
not possible to know the person entirely because
To
there's a
some
like,
extent, babe, you won't know everything, but to some extent, know who you're getting married to.
there's some people
Yeah,
that you know, and they are perfect, they're wonderful, they are great, they have some issues that you know you can deal with, no problem. But somehow, maybe you get into the marriage 5 years down the line, this person turns around and becomes a totally different person. He assumes,
it happens.
oh no,
It happens.
you stay there.
It happens.
Do
It
you get
happens.
the
But
person
do
is
you know that there
talking?
are women that get married without knowing what their husband does?
Mm.
Do you know?
Oh no, see, which is why you said, see, have sense. There's a difference between having sense and entering into one chance. One chance is that you thought this car is a taxi. You entered with the hope that it's a taxi. It looks like a taxi. It looks, it smells, it performed like a taxi, and then you enter down the line, you realize that it was one chance and you ran away. That's
Good.
awesome. But the one you're talking about is the one that looks like one chance. It smells like one chance. You even put your head
It's
and
written on it. It's
wait,
written on it.
listen. You
One
put
chance.
your head and you saw like
Eh?
6 men, no women, nobody,
You
and you
still went in.
entered. That's one chance that you entered by yourself.
Hmm.
Still, I still believe that however far you have gone in that mistake, you can come out of it.
Of course you can, but the earlier you come
Yeah,
down from that
please don't
one
even
chance,
make
the
that
better.
mistake. If you can, if you saw it earlier, don't enter it for any reason.
Exactly. That's where I'm
Something
coming
out of your,
from. There's no
and make
point
something out of your life.
getting on the bus and then say, "Oh, I will come down when I'm tired or when
Yeah,
I cannot take it, I come down." No.
yeah.
There's no point because me, I believe in husband, wife, children, father, mother, children. You know, two of you will grow together, train your children together. Daddy is around, mommy is around. Okay?
Mm.
Not let's just go get on with it. After all, my clock is ticking. You just get on with
Like
it.
I said, maybe they just want to cry in the Lamborghini. You know, the way we impose our values on other people. We think that the way we see marriage, like father, mother, children, we live in peace and harmony, that the way you want it, that's how the other person wants it. Now you want that based on the values you've been raised with, the values you've adopted as yours, and that is who you are. Some other person, just some people that were raised on survival, just want someone who is able to take care of their needs. Like, guy, I don't care what you are doing. Feel like be sleeping with 50 women back to back. That's your business. Just make sure that this table is full. Anytime I need anything, if I dial you, you send me money. Do you get?
Babe,
Some
for
people,
that one,
some
mhm, for
that
that one is okay. I mean, if you get married, yeah, you know that this man beats is a wife beater or woman beater.
Mhm.
You know that this man cheats, but he has money, and you decided to wholeheartedly enter the marriage. Good for you. Don't come and disturb me and say you want to come out. Stay there, enjoy.
That's her
Do you understand?
prerogative.
Because
No, 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 no,
that
no.
type of person,
I agree.
that
That's her
type of
prerogative.
person,
If she stays there for 10 years and she feels that she has collected enough, she's not
and
like,
she decides to come
yeah, I'm
out,
done.
but she should not disturb me
She's
coming
not
out.
disturbing
Walk
you.
out.
It's social media that will go and be carrying her gist up and down. She's not disturbing you with her gist. She's just done and she's out. She's going off to
Good though, that's good
herself.
for you. But
Do you
me, I'm
get?
more concerned about the children that will be involved in that kind
Don't
of
bother about
arrangement.
their children. Their children.
I'm bothered. I'm worried because majority of all these broken home, they affect the children.
I get
You
what you mean.
know,
And of course,
in
who
a way, they affect the children.
says
Do you
that your children
understand?
will not
You
meet up
know
with them?
that if you have that mentality, then you're being selfish. You're just thinking about yourself. You can walk in and walk out anytime you want. Do you
I agree
understand?
with you. No, I agree with you totally. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that sometimes we who have this certain XYZ set of values, we think that everybody thinks like us or everybody wants the same thing that we want. And it's not always true. Some people just don't want the kind of life that you want. Some people don't want it peaceful.
Okay.
People want war. They want fights. And
They
that's,
want that word. They should not please add children to it. They should.
I think this has been a good session. Even though I feel like we've talked plenty and gone astray here and there.
Please, it's not astray. They are all important.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Awesome.
lesson.
Awesome.
We are
Really.
all learning.
Yeah, I agree. Please, if you agree or do not agree with us, or you share a different point of view, please drop your
Let
comments
us
in
know in
the
the
comment
comment
section. Let us
section. Yeah.
know. Like this video, share it because you'll see we are having reasonable conversations. We will have sense. Eh? This video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed.
I
Click
love
the
that part. We
bell.
have sense.
Yes, we have sense. We are raising sensible children. So please raise your own child to be sensible. Don't come and contaminate our seed, though. And please click on the notification bell if you haven't done so, so you'll be notified every time we post a video. See you in our next one. From my end, bye. See you next week. Mwah.
Bye. Take
Bye.
care.